So do you struggle with the fact that it takes you an ungodly amount of time to find music on the internet to use for your videos and that you don't have to pay an absorbent amount of money for? Creating is a hard life. So let's talk about some options you may have. Let's do this. What's up, YouTube? As I said in the intro, if you're like me and it comes time to edit and you're trying to find the right music, it's probably one of the more important things in the process. I can guarantee you that the filming and the actual editing of my video doesn't take nearly as long as trying to find the right music to fit the right mood and not pay a buttload for it. Yes, that's a real term, buttload, look it up. It's a lot. So I'm gonna give you 3 options, and I realize, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, there are way more than 3 options for music services for video, but these are actually 3 options that I'm either currently using or have used before. So without further ado, let's get into it. I feel like Think Media. Let's get into it. I love that guy. The first music service I'm gonna mention is YouTube Music. That's an easy layup. You're on YouTube, there's a music service, but you will actually be surprised of how many people don't know about YouTube Music. I didn't honestly know about YouTube Music until I started vlogging, creating videos. In the beginning, I used YouTube Music because it is free. Yes, it's free. Amazing, right? Well, there's a catch. One of the negatives that come into play is the fact that because it's free and because it's so accessible, you're inevitably gonna have a song that has been played on a plethora of videos. Unless it's something that's like not super trendy as far as the type or the genre of music that it is, you're most likely going to hear it every time you turn around. It's like a bad radio station. Every vlog is gonna have the same song. That being said, YouTube Music is great for new videographers, new filmmakers. They're just trying to make content for their YouTube channel and not pay anything for their music. So great service to start off on. Great if you have a lower budget or no budget for music. Link is gonna be below. The next service you have definitely heard if you follow anybody like Maddie Habuya, Peter McKinnon, or anybody in the Dope Squad, or really anybody that even follows people that are in the Dope Squad and whatever. Epidemic Sound. I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people that I get made fun of because my wife calls me a hipster because when things become popular, I tend not to like it. And yes, I'm guilty of that. But I cannot speak enough good things about Epidemic Sound. There is a reason why everybody uses Epidemic Sound. The user interface is great, the library is massive, and it is super diverse on the types of music that it offers. But there may be things that you're trying to do with your video and filmmaking that Epidemic does not offer you. Epidemic Sound is a subscription-based model, but with that subscription, it does not give you the ability to use their music in client paid work, at least on that entry-level tier that you may want to use when you're first signing up for a music service, because it's kind of lower in budget. And I think they've started to introduce like a business tier where I haven't looked into it much, but that may include some client work, or hopefully it does. The $15 tier, the more budget-friendly tier, does not include the use of using it for weddings, commercial shoots, or things like that that you may want to do while you're shooting on a budget. That's kind of one of the negatives there, is the fact that yes, it's $15 a month, it has a massive library, but you can't necessarily use it for client work. And that $15 a month is until you reach a certain tier of engagement from YouTube. You may have to pay a little bit more as you get more engagement on YouTube, but hopefully by that point you're getting some monetization from YouTube, and so it can help equal out the cost. So this is still a great budget option if you're starting out and you really just want your content to be for yourself, to post on YouTube or other social media channels. I think in the last year, they've updated it to have that $15 a month cover things like Facebook and Instagram. So it's a great option for if you're just starting out on a low budget, trying to make content for yourself, posting it on social media channels, but not necessarily great for if you're trying to get into client work and using that music for client work. So that brings me into the next service, which I actually just subscribed to in the last year as I've started doing more client work, and that is Soundstripe. Now, Soundstripe is also $15 a month, but the nice thing about it is the fact that when you license the songs, you can use it on commercial shoots, client work, YouTube channels, social media, whatever it may be. They give you the ability to license the music for pretty much all uses. Now, I actually currently subscribe to both Epidemic Sound and Soundstripe. I use them both in different ways. I use Soundstripe for client work. I use Epidemic Sound for YouTube. The only thing that really bothers me about Soundstripe is the size of the library. It's definitely a lot smaller in its library than Epidemic Sound. And the genres that I really like from Epidemic Sound, I feel like they don't do very well with Soundstripe. Like if you're huge into rock and punk and hardcore, honestly, I think some of the artists in Epidemic Sound do it way better than some of the artists in Soundstripe. Now that being said, again, I can use Epidemic Sound for YouTube videos, but I can't use it for client work. And so if you are on a low budget and you're trying to find music for your client videos, then Soundstripe is 100% the way that I would go. You still have that $15 a month. When you license it, you can use it for pretty much anything that you're putting out. And so definitely check that out. Again, all of these services offer different things at different levels. There's gonna be pros and cons for all three. You know, I hope this gives you a little bit of information about all three of these services, maybe gives you some information about what you should choose. Now, there are things like Artlist and MusicBed. The only reason I really didn't go into those is the fact that I haven't used them. I think MusicBed's a little bit more, and Artlist is a yearly subscription. That's just not necessarily my preference to pay all of it at that one time. I like to kind of space it out, even though I may be paying a little bit more. Now, they're great services. I've heard of great things about them, and I'll try to find some reviews on both of those services to maybe link in the description below or in a card or something like that. But you should check, you know, as you're shopping, one thing I try to do with this channel is give you guys budget options, give you guys some options to choose from. So as you're shopping around for music, you know, do your research. If I mentioned YouTube Music, Soundstripe, and Epidemic Sound, that doesn't mean that that's the only 3 budget services out there. That's just what I've used. And so go do your research. Maybe Artlist or MusicBed is a better choice for you, depending on what you're trying to do. So with that being said, I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope this was some good information around these 3 services that I've used. Again, great budget options. I know Soundstripe has a yearly fee, like you can pay all at once. I think Epidemic does as well. I do want to clarify that I'm not sponsored by any of these. I did partner with Soundstripe, and what that means is the link below is an affiliate link, and so if you go through that link and subscribe to Soundstripe, I do get a little bit of a kickback. But what is beneficial for you is if you do use that link and you use the promo code ANSON&CO, you will get 10% off your purchase. So check it out. Links are below. Affiliate link for Soundstripe is below with that 10% promo code. Super pumped. I feel like I've finally arrived that I have some affiliate links in my descriptions. It's like a proud moment on my YouTube channel. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you dig the content coming from this channel, consider subscribing, and I'll see you here next time. Go and find your journey. Go embrace life. Peace. So by the time this post, yesterday was Canada Day. So to all of my Canadian viewers, happy belated Canada Day. Canada, oh man, I'm so American. For those in the States, we're coming up on 4th of July. So I hope you guys have fun lighting up those sparklers, firing off those legal fireworks. Of course they're not legal. They never are, especially if you live in North Carolina. Basically anything other than a sparkler is not legal in North Carolina, so they're all legal.